What up, everybody? Blaze One Sports, and today we're talking about Super Bowl 56 taking place this weekend at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. And it's kind of crazy because it's going to be a home game for the Rams, kind of a throwback home game for the Bengals. We got the Bengals versus the Rams, Cincinnati Bengals versus Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl 56, like I said, at SoFi Stadium in LA. The Bengals have been to the Super Bowl 3 times, no victories. Their record is 10-7 this year, and they're in first place in their division. The Rams have won the Super Bowl last in the year 2000. The Rams won 2 championships before they were called Super Bowls, and they lost the Super Bowl 3 years ago, so the Rams were just recently in it. The Rams are 12-5 in their division, first place. Key players to watch in the Super Bowl for the Rams will be Stafford and Cup. If Stafford plays good, they do good. If he plays bad, they do bad and they lose. That sounds kind of obvious, but if Stafford has a good day, they could win. If he has a bad day, they're going to lose, obviously. Cup is a beast. I mean, he's like quiet. He's kind of underrated. You don't hear too much about him, but he has like 1,700 yards receiving, seven or something like around 1,700, 17 touchdowns. He has 1,900 yards receiving, 17 touchdowns, and 145 receptions. 1,900 yards receiving is insane. Stafford came to the Rams. He's lighting it up. So key players to watch for the Rams on offense: Stafford, Cup. I mean, that's basically it. If they could stop Cup, if the Bengals could slow down Cup, which will be a Awuzie's task, then it'll be easy day for the Bengals. But if Stafford and Cup open it up and get hot early, it's going to be a long day for the Bengals because the Bengals don't really have a defense, and the Rams have a better defense. I would say the Bengals have the better offense. They have more weapons, but Cooper Cup is a beast. He's got a ton of yards, and he can be stopped though. So that's going to be the key for the Bengals to win. They're going to have to stop Stafford and Cup, mainly shut down Cup. The Rams players to watch: the defensive line, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, their cornerbacks, Jalen Ramsey, and also I forgot Odell Beckham Jr. on the offense. He's kind of like in the shadows. He's like gonna be the second or third target. If all the attention's on Cup, look for ODB to have a big game because everyone forgets like ODB is a good receiver. He's kind of like fallen down lately. But the defensive line, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, they're beasts. If Aaron Donald could get to the quarterback as expected, because the Bengals have a weak offensive line, a terrible offensive line. Joe Burrow got sacked so many times, I think 9 times against the Titans. Their offensive line is garbage. The Bengals do not have an offensive line. That's something they're desperately going to have to address in the offseason and through the draft. Like I said, I wanted the Bengals to draft Panay Sewell, offensive lineman, instead of Jamar Chase. That was clearly wrong. Even though Burrow's getting battered, I think he's been sacked the most times out of any quarterback in the NFL. And last year, because he didn't have an offensive line, he got that gruesome leg injury, which we weren't sure if he was going to come back from. And he looks great. Like I said, Burrow and Herbert are going to be this generation's Elway and Marino. Burrow's a beast, Herbert's a beast, but right now we're talking about Burrow and the Bengals. And like the Rams, the key for the Bengals offense is going to be Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to air it out. Jamar Chase is also a beast at wide receiver. He's got like around 1,400 yards for a rookie, a bunch of touchdowns. Jamar Chase is looking real good, and I was wrong about that pick in the draft. Joe Burrow, see, both teams are kind of similar, but the Rams got the better defense. Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford are both going to air it out to their great receivers, Cooper Cup and Jamar Chase. So this Super Bowl should be a big scoring game. Both teams should be airing it out. But because of that, also look for the running game on both teams, because look for the running game to be sneaky. Cam Akers, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon could catch it out of the backfield. He could run it out of the backfield. He's a decent running back. I particularly don't like him because he knocked that girl out when he was in college, knocked the girl out in the bar. But that's off the field stuff. He's a decent player. Look for Joe Mixon to open it up on the ground. With all the attention on Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, Mixon could also be catching passes from the backfield. And don't forget about T. Higgins. That's what I'm saying. This Bengals offense is kind of loaded. They got Higgins, Chase, Boyd, Mixon. They got a lot of weapons. They just got a terrible offensive line. So if they could address their offensive line in the offseason, you could look for the Bengals to be making multiple trips to the Super Bowl with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase under rookie contracts. Mixon's affordable, and you got Burrow under his rookie contract. This team could stay together. If they could address the offensive line, they could be deadly for years to come. This could be a future dynasty. Like I said, the Bengals have been to 3 Super Bowls, but no wins. The Rams' last Super Bowl win was in 2000, and they were in the Super Bowl 3 years ago, which they lost. The key players for the Rams: Stafford, Kupp, ODB, and on defense, the defensive line: Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey will most likely be guarding Jamar Chase. If Ramsey could shut down Chase, then the Bengals are going to have a long day. But like I said, they have Higgins, they have Boyd, they have Mixon. But Chase is the key. He has pretty much every game he has is good, but he has some games where he's kind of disappears. Burrow can't get to him. So Burrow to Chase, Jalen Ramsey is going to be on Chase, and that's going to be a tough assignment for him. Owuzie will be on Kupp. That will be an interesting assignment. Like I said, it's all in the key. The quarterbacks and the receivers both are similar. For the Bengals, players to watch: Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Mixon, Higgins, Boyd. Pretty much, mainly we're going to see Burrow to Chase and Mixon. Those are going to be the 3 main players on offense. If they can't get anything going, or if they want to switch it up, they'll be throwing it to Higgins and Boyd. They should be open with all the attention on the other 2 players. But the key is going to be Mixon, Chase, and Burrow. And on the Rams, it's going to be Stafford and Kupp and their defense. The Rams have 1+ takeaway in their last 10 games straight. But the Rams give up a lot of big plays. But like I said, their defense is good, but they're like 16th in the league at giving up points. So they do give up a lot of points. They do give up a lot of big plays, and that's not good when you're playing the Bengals because Jamar Chase and Burrow, they live on big plays. They air it out. There's going to be lots of weapons everywhere. Once you get off of Donald, Ramsey, Von Miller, the quality of their DBs and stuff drops a little bit. Stafford and Kupp are beasts, though. If the Bengals could stop Kupp, they could win easily. The Kupp is pretty much all their offense of the Rams, Stafford and Kupp. Eli Apple versus Beckham Jr., that's going to be one key matchup. Because with all the tension on the bigger players, Eli Apple and Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be a good matchup. Owuzie and Kupp is going to be another key matchup to watch. Cooper Kupp has 145 receptions, like I said, 1,947 yards, 17 touchdowns. He's having a crazy year. You hear about him in the mainstream, like mainstream sports, but you don't really hear about him too much. Like it's kind of weird. I had no idea he had that many yards. I thought Jamar Chase was pretty much on top. That's pretty much it for the Rams. Anybody else watching the Super Bowl this year? I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching this video is going to be watching the Super Bowl. Who do you guys got? I'll be dropping my Super Bowl prediction video later this week. All this week is going to be Super Bowl week. Just nothing about videos about Super Bowl, maybe a couple other sports. But we're mainly focusing on Super Bowl 56 in LA at SoFi Stadium, Bengals versus the Rams. So all week we're going to be dropping Super Bowl related videos. Like I said, the Bengals offensive line is weak. It's garbage. And the Rams have a pretty good defensive line. Aaron Donald, they got linebackers, Von Miller. Look for the Rams defense to eat if they could break through that offensive line, if the Bengals offensive line cannot step up, the Rams defense and their defensive line is going to eat. They're going to be all over Joe Burrow. They're going to sack him, and that's pretty much what's going to determine the game, I think. Because even though the Bengals beat the Titans and the Titans sacked Joe Burrow 9 times, the Rams defense is tougher. And if they get at Joe Burrow like that, I don't think the Bengals are going to have a chance. It could be an early blowout. So the real key of the game, I think, will be in the trenches, the offensive and defensive line. And unfortunately, the Bengals have a garbage offensive line. Desperately need to address it in the offseason. So the Rams defensive line is easily going to break through the Bengals offensive line. Jamar Chase versus Ramsey. That's going to be a good matchup. Ramsey's going to try to shut him down. Who's going to win that matchup? Higgins, Mixon should be open. Boyd, they're going to be running around. The number one receiver will be locking down the number one DB. The DB will be locking down the receiver. Burrow's going to air it out. Both sides are going to air it out. Chase had 81 receptions, 13 touchdowns, 1,455 yards, 651 yards after the reception. Burrow is first in the NFL in yards per attempt, and he's first in the NFL in completions. That's big. He gets the ball to the receivers. He puts it in their hands. I want to say some more, but I'm going to save it for my prediction video. After Burrow's leg injury, a lot of people wrote him off. They didn't know if he'd be able to come back strong, and he's came back strong. He's proven everyone wrong. He's looking amazing. And like I said, Joe Burrow, he's the future of the NFL. Him, Herbert. Burrow throws interceptions, though. He doesn't throw a lot, but he throws interceptions. 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Not bad, but Burrow does seem to throw a pick or two. The Bengals have an explosive offense. They have many weapons, but they're lacking in the cornerback play, and their defense isn't that strong. So, overall, I'm going to go with the team advantages. Okay, who has the better quarterback? I'm going to go with the Bengals. Joe Burrow is better than Matthew Stafford. Stafford's towards the end of his career, but he does have a big arm, and he is a good quarterback, so you can't deny him. But if you got to pick one, we're going with Joe Burrow. So quarterback goes to the Bengals. Offensive line obviously goes to the Rams. Bengals don't have one. The running back goes to the Bengals, Joe Mixon. Receivers, this could go either way, but we're going to go with LA, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson. But you could be, because Cooper Kupp's almost at 2,000 yards receiving. But you could go the other way because Jamar Chase is a beast. Boyd, Higgins, and Mixon catching the ball to the outfield. So with this one, receivers, you could go either way. But we're going to go with LA. The kicker, the Bengals have the better kicker. Defensive line, the Rams have the better defensive line. Linebackers, Bengals have the better linebackers. DBs, obviously Los Angeles has the better DBs. And coach, LA has the better coach. Now the Rams are full of old stars. Odell Beckham Jr., Matthew Stafford, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, not old, but a star. But, with all these old stars, all these big names, they're kind of like a put-together big-name team. They're expected to win. They're older, though. Aaron Donald's a beast. All these old names. Stafford is looking good. This is his time to shine with him and Cooper Kupp. This game could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. Whichever team wins, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Rams are going to win, they're going to want to get out to an early start. They're going to want to have to punch the Bengals in the mouth early, run the ball, be aggressive, and score early. They're going to have to take charge early if they're going to want to win. The Bengals, same thing. They're just going to have to play, They're going to have to endure the storm. If they could get off to an early start, it'll be good for them, but it doesn't really matter. Joe Burrow can come back from, uh, like last week, Joe Burrow brought the Bengals back when they were down. Joe Burrow could lead the Bengals back again. So the Rams are going to look to get to an early start. The Bengals too, but they can come back. It could go either way. Joe Burrow could lead the Bengals back if they go down early. Like I said, the Rams are full of veterans and old name players. The Bengals are a young team, a lot of rookies, or their main stars are rookies or second year players. They're all on rookie contracts. If they can get a solid offensive line and some defensive players, they could be a threat in a future franchise, a future dynasty even. Burrow looks good. Jamar Chase is a beast. Plus, they got Higgins and Mixon. They got everything they need. The Bengals are complete. They just need an offensive line and a couple of defensive players. The Rams, this could be their only shot at the Super Bowl. They got a lot of aging players, but Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford still got some years in them. Kupp is young. Aaron Donald's young. He's a beast. So it's not over for either of these teams. The Bengals are just getting started, and the Rams are in the middle or towards the end. So what do you guys think? Who do you guys got? Super Bowl 56 in LA at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be an exciting game. I'm going to be watching it. Don't know where yet. I want to go live. If I stay home and watch it, I'll go live. You guys could join me. So who do you guys got? And are you excited for this game? Like I said, two big arm quarterbacks, two beasts of a receiver. Should be a high scoring game. Both teams should be airing it out, scoring points, in the 30s, 40s. I wouldn't be surprised. Both teams' defenses are kind of suspect, but with the advantage going towards the Rams. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for Super Bowl 56? My Cowboys are out of it, but there is a team I think that's going to win. We have to pick one team. So what do you guys think? Super Bowl 56, Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium. This is the Super Bowl preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Blaze One Sports.